Our next speaker is Greg.
So my fire story started when I was 6. It wasn't this fire, obviously. It was the Big Tahunga fire, if you remember that one. And then it was followed by a flood. And I remember sitting in the back of our little pickup truck with our cats and dog and watching the embers land all around the neighbors and starting their fence on fire and their llama running around the backyard like crazy, not knowing what to do. And did it emotionally scar me? I don't know. But what it did is it gave me some interest, some desire to do something and help. So I don't know if you guys will get this reference, but if you do, you've been watching a Facebook page. So I'm Greg Gillis-Smith. And so I got home from a scout meeting on that Monday night, and I saw the fire when I drove home, and I looked up and I thought, that's going to be bad given our weather condition. I'm going to see what it looks like in the morning. Now, you guys were all going through hell during that night. I slept well, got up in the morning and saw what had happened. And I'd been part of the Santa Rosa fire group on Facebook, and seeing what that did for them is figuring out how to evacuate horses and how to deal with all the different things that were going on and getting advice and getting information. And I thought, if this fire is anything like I think it's going to be in the morning, we need to have a community that we can all share and talk together. And I woke up and looked on the news and saw what we had going. And I canceled my day, and I started this little Facebook group. And I think we're at 20,300 and something people right now. And that's our community. It feels like a congregation to me, because it feels like you're all part of this community that was starving for information and hope and knowledge and, oh my God, is my house going to float away tomorrow night? And so we just had to have information. So from age 6 to now, whatever age I am, fire does something. And you guys all touched on it in your stories, that it strips us away until there's really the only thing left: our character, our core, who we are. We find out who our real friends are too. And it strips it all away, and it reveals what's really there. So my message for you is to take a look at 10 years from now and who you are, and look back to today. You're going to be really famous, I can tell. And when you look back 10 years and your house is rebuilt and you have new pets and you have new mementos and you're sitting around having a glass of wine with friends reflecting on it, what is it that changed in your life over those 10 years? And is it the lost memento? Or is it the change in your story, the change in your character, the development that you had in your life that's really what made the difference? So 10 years from now, it's those relationships that you developed along the way. During that flood, when I was 6 years old, we got a knock on our door because we lived one house off of the flood street. And in the middle of the night, these people knocked on the door and they said, can we come spend the night with you? We didn't know who these people were. They were our neighbors 2 doors down. You know, you don't know those people because they're 2 doors down. And they knocked on our door, and there were a couple kids and the adults, and can we stay the night with you? It looks like it's going to be bad on Pinecone Road. Yes, of course, sure. And they became friends of ours instantly, because during that night, Pinecone Road got swept away. And all 20-some-odd cars went down Pinecone Road and got piled into the Genophile's house at the bottom of the street. But it was the relationships that formed that night, that moment between strangers helping strangers, that it formed community. And I'm really hoping that that's what this fire does for Ventura County, is that it builds community one stranger at a time, helping each other in ways we don't understand now. But flash back from 10 years from now to tonight, and don't lose hope. You may have lost your house. You may have lost all kinds of things, but don't lose hope. Good night.
Thanks, Brett. Thank you.